Hey, how you guys doing? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone in the YouTube world. Welcome back to the Lost Lion channel, and we're going to talk about the Utopia of the Seas today. So I first must say that apologies for the voice. I am a little bit under the weather today as the weather is going from pretty much hot to cold. Bear with me on this video. I do want to say Merry Christmas to everyone and thank you so much for watching this past series. We are currently talking about the Utopia of the Seas, but specifically today we are going to talk about all of the included food options on the Utopia of the Seas. I wanted to explain that Utopia of the Seas was super fun. The food was really delicious. I would do it again. I give the whole ship a 5 out of 5. And just a pro tip, if you actually go on Utopia of the Seas website, they'll actually have a link to a cheat sheet of everything there is to do on this ship. I actually have one here with me right now. So I'm gonna leave a link below in the video just to make it really easy for you guys. If you are going in the Utopia of the Seas or any other Royal Caribbean, they do have specific links and cheat sheets to go off of that, and you can cross off like a kind of like a grocery list. So big disclaimer once again, this is all of the included options on the Utopia of the Seas. I did not dine at any of the paid for options, so only included, because I believe you should take full advantage of that and you don't have to spend a single dollar more on food. And if you want to say, my second little disclaimer is I did not include the place called Sprinkles because that is solely just ice cream. So who doesn't love ice cream? And if you love ice cream too like I do, please give this video a like and subscribe. So in my criteria for this video, we're going to talk about the taste, the food options, and the ambiance, as well as the service. This is going to entail all of these items. We're going to put it all together, and I'm going to kind of give you my least favorite options and then work my way up to the best options, in my opinion, for dining on the Utopia of the Seas, and the food and the service and all that good stuff. So as this being my least favorite option on the Utopia of the Seas, I'm going to go to the spare tire on deck 15 right next to all the pools, which location is really great because if you're out in the sun all day, you're probably gonna just take a few steps literally to the spare tire and get you a grab and go item. The taste wasn't there. Location was pretty good though. It felt like really cheap food because I think the sandwich that I had there, I gave it a 2 out of 5, and that was a little more than I would have liked to give it. But the spare tire is only on the Utopia of the Seas actually, and I would definitely not go back and grab something. I would actually walk further into the Windjammer to grab something a little more tasty there. In my opinion, the food is a miss here because it is very casual, very fast food. So the quality, in my opinion, it is on the bottom of the spectrum there at the Utopia of the Seas. So as we move down the list, the Cafe Promenade on deck 5 is one of my least favorite options. And I'm gonna explain why. Because it was always super crowded because of the location on deck 5 at the Promenade. No tables. I didn't get to sit down at all. There were just way too many people for just a select few tables. The taste wasn't there, in my opinion. It was more like a grab and go cold options. They also had desserts. What I did like though is they had coffee, tea, and water on the very side. But again, there was a lot of people just standing around trying to find a seat, and it was actually hard to even get to the drink section. Would I go there again? Not necessarily. It would be a very last option for me. Although if you are a Starbucks fan, they had a very small section there for Starbucks lovers. But again, I wouldn't really go there. I would actually go to the real Starbucks down the promenade. There you'll find an actual Starbucks section where you can get your favorite Starbucks drinks. Now moving down the list, I would go to Park Cafe on deck 8 there at Central Park. Park Cafe, decent option to grab healthy options. Desserts, a little bit of cold sandwiches. They had a little more food there, so not too bad. I like that they have seating inside and outside, so the lines were pretty long, if I had to say the biggest negative to the Park Cafe. Otherwise, I did go here a couple of times and I enjoyed it. It just had to wait a while. I found that most people would go to the Park Cafe to get something really quick, as they wanted to go to the Bahamas or to Coco Cay. Very quick and convenient, but again, the lines did get long at a certain time, so I would advise you to go as early as possible or later in the day when it's not that busy. So now we're getting into the list where I did really like these options. We're going to talk about Sorrento's pizza, which is always included, and this is on deck 5 right there in the middle of the ship, the middle of the promenade. You're going to find Sorrento's pizza with Pizza just coming out of the oven, they cut you a slice and they give it to you. It is so delicious. I loved it a lot. The lines weren't as long as the other options that I've been telling you, but Sorrento's pizza really had some good options. They even have gluten-free too. You have to order that individually, so you might have to wait a little bit for that. But otherwise, Sorrento's pizza was open for a majority of the day, and it was one of the last places on the ship to close. Another great option, you know, after a night of drinking, you can go grab a slice of pizza and enjoy yourself. Now let's talk about El Loco Fresh on deck 16, which was located at the aft part of the ship. I really loved it here. I went a couple times. Again, this is a big area where, again, there was a line forming. I do like that they have wash stations before you actually get to your food, so you can always wash your hands. They have burritos, quesadillas, tacos, you name it. They had rice. They actually had a salsa bar. You can get guacamole, sour cream, all the salsas that you want, from no spice to all the spice. So I love the El Loco Fresh. It's a really good option for a legit really big meal because the portions are huge. Now, one of my favorite places to eat at is the Solarium Bistro on deck 15. This place is so elegant, so beautiful. I love the lighting in there because it's natural light from outside. They have 2 buffets on each side. You can either go to the healthy options, they have just like regular options, and then they have desserts and another booth. So they do have everything, almost everything, I guess, that the Windjammer would have. It's a more intimate, smaller space. We never had trouble finding any seating. And again, it's very manageable because it's not huge like the Windjammer. It is very convenient to just get up, get your food. But something I did want to point out that might be a little tick on the rating scale for the Solarium Bistro. And that's that at the Solarium Bistro, the staff seemed I guess understaffed, because a lot of times tables would be dirty. They'd be there for a long time before anybody would get to it and clean it, and then new customers would come in. I did see several times when people would request to clean a table and nobody came. So I think they are understaffed, and I realized this also on the Symphony of the Seas. On the Utopia, just something to point out, be patient, and hopefully you can find a clean table for you and your family. Now this is going to be my top 2 options to eat on the Utopia of the Seas. So let's start with the first one. That'll be the Windjammer on deck 15. I absolutely love the Windjammer on the Utopia of the Seas. It is nothing like the other Oasis class ships because of the shape of the restaurant. It is like a big circle, almost like an oval shape, where you can walk around, find seating, and then you have the 2 massive buffets like on each side. Each side of the Windjammer has the same options, so you can just pick one side or the other. Either way, you can loop around, find tables. I never had issues with this because it is absolutely massive. Now I will say it is a little more chaotic here because seems like the whole ship does go here. I do want to point out that they do have breakfast, lunch, and dinner here at the Windjammer, which all 3 are worth it. I would advise you to go to all 3 at some point. But the variety of food that they had here was like no other. There were endless options of food, so many places to just grab your food. They actually had a cute little area for kids with a lowered buffet so that they can grab what they want, since all the other buffet areas are a little bit taller, so if the kids couldn't grab anything. So I thought that was so creative, so nice for the kids too. Again, I saw everybody here, from families to single people to couples, and just everybody in between. So I feel like this is a great place to just come together, have a great meal. And my absolute most favorite option to dining on the Utopia of the Seas has to be at the My Time Dining at the main dining room. So this is on deck 3, 4, and 5. We had our experience on deck 3, and I'm going to tell you that it was a 5 out of 5 each time for the service, for the food, for the timely manner of the food being brought out. Me and my girlfriend, we loved it. We would come here every single night, enjoy a great meal, and you can order just as much as you wanted to. I think after a third time of ordering, you would have to be charged, I think, $5 or a little more, but we never got to that point because we always got full. Nonetheless, there was never a wait. I can't tell you enough. I loved all the food options. The menus changed every single day. The elegance of the space was just great. It was awesome. I loved it. I would think about the main dining even after the fact, and I still think about it now because the food options were really delicious. The desserts are something to die for, so you just have to go there. Please try it. So with that, guys, I hope you found this very interesting, very informative, because I really want you guys to go on the Utopia of the Seas. If you have been there, please comment below and let me know your favorite included options down below. So just as a quick reminder, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below so that you can click on it and you can print a cheat sheet. It's a one piece of paper where it will show you everything that's included and everything that is not. It actually looks like this, so I printed out for my notes. Very good option to have this handy. I had one of these in my pocket the whole time. One fun fact is that going through this list that I just showed you, there are actually more options that you have to pay for than that are included. So I thought that was pretty silly. Although this is the second largest ship in the world, I don't find the need to spend any more money than you have to, unless you can skip Starbucks and skip some other places to dine at. With the included options, that's more than enough. And the Utopia of the Seas being a 3-night or 4-night sailing, probably gonna struggle to try everything included. So just my opinion. Again, you can leave your comment below, see what you think. Just as another reminder, me and my girlfriend are travel agents, so do not hesitate to ask us anything you want. And if you need any help booking any of the cruises or any trips, or if you need help kind of managing your travel points, we can do it all. So please leave me a comment below, or you can also email me and I'll get right back to you. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone in the YouTube world. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to everyone out there in the YouTube world. We'll see you guys on the next one.